Hello and welcome back to Many Tribes of One Kingdom. My name is Dustin and I have a wonderful guest for today, and his name is
Hello, many tribes of one kingdom. It's Caleb. I'm back in this video.
yeah. And so
Woo.
today I'm going to be interviewing Caleb about a recent young adult conference that we attended down in Duluth, Georgia. Why I had to be very specific
Yeah.
about the location, I do not know. So, Caleb, before we start the interview, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, uh, man, where to begin? Um,
I guess from the beginning.
so, so again, yes, my name is Caleb. I was part of the original trio of many tribes of one kingdom when it first started. Uh,
Did he bail
took a
out?
little, yeah, took a little hiatus for a little bit, just to work on myself for a little bit. But I mean, I'm from Baltimore, which originally where Dustin is from.
Okay, let's be specific. You're
Um,
from Baltimore County. I'm from Baltimore City. It's two different places. When you're there, you'll understand. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but then he backed out on us and moved to West Virginia. So
Yeah.
there's that. But I'm a musician. I am also a Salvationist along with John and Dustin, from the Potomac Division, of
Whoop,
course.
whoop.
Yeah, PMC. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Awesome, awesome. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, I mean, like what? I saw you like 3 weekends, like 2 weekends ago, 2 weeks ago.
Technically, I would have saw you last Saturday, not this past Saturday, but Saturday before. I was there for a fit for mission. Yeah, you didn't know I was on camp,
You,
did you?
you were there for fifth mission.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Um,
It
so
wasn't fit for mission.
it was. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Um,
Uh,
so what was your expectation going into the weekend or
I
this
mean,
conference?
like I pretty much just expected it to be like any other young adult retreat conference. Of course, like I expected to go there and of course see friends from like other divisions throughout the territory, seeing officers, leaders, everything. Of course, the worship and everything, the fellowship that we had. Um, and I mean, like there were like in the weeks leading up to it, in the days, like all I could just think about is what is God gonna like show me and everything that week, the weekend. And I learned like a lot of things, both like spiritually for like everyday use. Learned more things about myself than like I never knew. So
Well, good.
yeah.
Um I'm glad you're telling us a little bit about what the event is, but what were you expecting to receive there? Like, in typical conferences, we do go there, we do learn a lot, but
Yeah.
what was Caleb's expectations for a Salvation Army young adult conference?
I mean, I think like the biggest expectation I had, um, and this goes for like any Salvation Army event in general, um, is really just seeing not only myself, but seeing others like accept accept Christ and everything. Because I know like there were a few people there that, like it might have been their first and they go and they accept Christ. So going into it, like I of course expected that, and I'm gonna see somebody or quite a few people, like get closer with God and everything and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, um, like on the drive there, because we drove from Baltimore to Duluth, and just like on the ride there, I just kept praying, like God, like I hope, like I pray that you show me something this weekend, show me something like about myself, like I said, um like like show me um like who you really are. And yeah, it was a lot to expect, but like I just can't, like I would go on and on about it, but just seeing people come to Christ and everything and moments like that, uh which is one of the reasons why I love territorial events, Salvation Army events, because it's like not only a time for fellowship, but also a time to kind of like draw closer to God. So
Very interesting. I mean, that was definitely something I was hoping for is, seeing
yeah,
people come to Christ. So when you go to big events like this, you always hope somebody who's brand new to Salvation Army or brand new to church in general, they see this big event. It's not I hate to say it, but full of older people or younger people or vice versa. And
yeah,
there's like virtually no young adults. They're coming to a conference where it is just young adults, maybe a little bit
mhm,
older adults when it comes to the officers because they have to bring them.
yeah,
But they can talk to people their own age. There's something about being within your own demographic that really changes and reveals certain parts about yourself that would go unnoticed in another environment outside your demographic.
yeah, yeah.
So I have another. So you said something about when you prayed to God that you were hoping that He would reveal something about yourself or reveal something to you according to your path. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that? Like, did God answer that, or what were you hoping God would tell you? What would you? Well, what honestly, I guess what we're saying, as what I'm asking is, what was the end? What was the hopeful end result of that prayer?
Yeah. I mean, like for a while, one of the things I struggled with um is really just trying to find like my purpose, my calling and everything. Um I mean, like in the Salvation Army and everything, um, people are called to be Salvation Army officers, some people are called to be um musicians, everything, stuff like that. So for like the longest time, for years, it was just that question, what's my purpose? What's my calling? Um, that like God has for me. And we took we had breakout sessions, and one of them that I went to, uh that was really one of like the main topic we discussed was like what is our purpose. And we had to fill out like paperwork and everything, and the teacher was going around asking questions to people, like, oh well, what do you think your calling is? And because with me being a musician and everything, like I'm leading praise and worship, I'm also playing drums and brass band. I told her that, I feel that like my purpose and my calling is to be uh, a musician or worship leader within the Salvation Army. And that Sunday night when we had the prayer stations, one of them, one of the stations, we had pieces of paper hanging on a string that we had to grab, and we had to take the paper and whatever was written on it, we had to pray about for whoever wrote it. And there were like so many pieces of paper on that thing. And the one I grabbed, the person was asking for prayer about their purpose and their calling. And I just said to myself, like this is pretty ironic because I was praying about this on the way down. I've been praying for it about like a long time, and went back into the room where we had the services and everything, and I just sat there and I prayed for the person. But then, like I said, a separate prayer for me, and then like after that, it was really just like that's what like that was the answer right there. It was like, like I had told you and John in the past couple of weeks, like I'm seeing a lot of like Liberty University ads and everything for like online college, and like I'm praying about that as well. Um, and my plan is that if I somehow get in and everything, like I'm gonna take a worship degree, like a degree in worship or music, and after I graduate and everything, I'm gonna come back to the army. I'm gonna use the knowledge and everything and stuff like that to inspire more people to kind of follow that path, um, and to also help them like find their calling and passion and everything. Um, but that was that was God's answer for me. It's like I like he wants me to be a worship leader. He wants me to be a musician in the army. Uh, I mean, like not necessarily in the army. He could put me anywhere. He could put me at a separate church from the army or something. Uh, so I mean, like whatever his exact plan is for me, of course I'm gonna follow along with it. So that was the that was the prayer. That was the end result of the whole thing.
Nice, nice. It's nice to hear that you might go to my college and John's college. I can give you a piece of advice. It is a wonderful experience to go to. Everyone I've spoken to is very nice. And they help walk you through just about every situation that you're going to have going into
Yeah.
college and finances and all that stuff. But um, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not at all and 10 very so, how impactful was the Young Adult Conference
Ooh, for
or
me, I mean,
your personal life and your spiritual life?
so I mean, like I can't really give it like a absolute perfect score and everything, but I would definitely say definitely a nine. I mean, of course, again, finding out my purpose and everything, and hanging out with uh friends from all over the territory and stuff like that. Um, People from our division, just hanging out, worship, fellowship, and everything. It was perfect. It was wonderful. Um, and to think, like back in November, I was having like doubts about going because I mean, the price for the rooms were expensive. But I mean, like we worked it out and everything. We split the room cost and stuff. So, you know, uh, to have that happen and everything, and to be able to go was just like a huge blessing and everything and stuff like that. So definitely a 9 out of 10.
Awesome. Would you go again, or would you recommend having a smaller scale young adult gathering?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, um, like I would definitely go to another territorial young adult thing. Um, and I mean, like hopefully we can talk to like our youth leaders in our division and everything and stuff like that. Probably just talk about having like a small young adult conference, like you were saying, like sometime before like camp starts and everything over the summer. And, like just a nice weekend. We can go to the camp and everything. We can hang out, play some like games, some sports, whatever, movie, fellowship, worship, just having a moment like that for all the young adults that weren't able to go to Atlanta with us. I feel like it would be a great opportunity for them to kind of experience it as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caleb. I know you're a very busy person. I am very thankful that you're able to take the time out of your schedule to come and be interviewed. I hope everything didn't nothing surprised you in this interview. I hope nothing really
No,
affected anything. Um, but I'm glad to see that you're very vulnerable in this moment. Um, and are able to really dive deep into how impactful this weekend was.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
no problem.
Any final comments or questions? Do you have any questions for me? Or do you have any comments about just anything young adult related or ministry related?
Um, honestly, I mean, like I don't know, to be honest. I mean, um, I will say that I'm gonna try to be in like more videos and everything in the future. Gonna try and get back on this whenever I get like a decent schedule between work and life and everything. Um, other than that, I don't really have anything to say. Stop doing the dance.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have another video coming out later this week, so do stay tuned. God bless each and every one.
Yeah.